Imagine waking up in the morning and having a sense of purpose and motivation, even though depression casts a heavy shadow over your life. Hi, I'm Vassia. I'm a psychologist, and today I'm going to share a story with you. The story of Jennifer, a woman in her 30s that was struggling with depression and burnout. And that was very heavy for her because she wanted to be productive. She was ambitious. She wanted to do things. She wanted to have an impact in her life around her, with the people around her, with her company, all these things. But unfortunately, there was a big block, a big barrier. She was feeling very anxious. She was feeling empty. She was feeling like numb beside some time. She was feeling guilty for all the time that she wasted. She was feeling helpless and hopeless because she didn't see a way out of that. And she was thinking that she would be trapped in this loop forever in her life. Her body was also tired. She was feeling drained of energy all the time. She couldn't sleep well. And even though when she was sleeping even long hours, it was not quality sleep. So she would feel exhausted even after 10 hours sleep. She couldn't concentrate. So all these things were symptoms and the signs that there was something that needed to change in her life. And this is what we were working together. And of course, Jennifer is not the real name of the person that I was working with. Of course, we were protecting the privacy and the personal details of this person. But that person can be you. That person can be anybody who is stuck in this negative cycle of depression and burnout. So, what we did with Jennifer, first and foremost, we understood depression. We understood exactly what was happening with her in her body, emotionally, mentally, all of the symptoms that was happening with her. And she had a good grasp of what depression means. The first thing that we worked with was exploring the power of self compassion. And that was not easy. That was not easy at all. Because when somebody has a very strong inner critic, self criticism is the go to, is the autopilot. And even though it seems that it makes sense that now we need to counteract with some self compassion, it's not easy. The self critic, the inner critic, is there to say, why do we need to practice self compassion? All these people who are thriving out there, do they practice self compassion? This is for the weak. This is self pity. This is what our inner critic says. And then we're just blocking self compassion, even though it's one of the most successful practices that we can try, not only for recovering from depression, but also from finding happiness in our life, for finding connection in our lives. When we started practicing despite the resistance, Jennifer was able to experience the smooth effect of self-compassion, how calm she would feel inside her because of that. But what do we mean with self-compassion? What did we did? First of all, we practice positive self-talk, which is the opposite, of course, of the negative, guilty self-talk of depression. We practice positive self-talk. And let me be clear, positive self-talk, it's not from one day when you're saying to yourself, you're a failure, look at you, you're a burden to other people, going to the next day, oh, I'm an amazing person, people love me, I'm going to thrive and succeed in my life. No, that's not positive self-talk. What we mean with positive self-talk is more like healthy and helpful self-talk. When you're seeing yourself and you're talking to yourself as you are a loser, as I said before, or a failure or a burden to other people, does this help you get out of bed and, seize the day and do all the beautiful things that you want to do? No, this is not helpful. We want to find a way that it helps us get out of bed. It helps us, even though it's not 100% positive. So, to give you an example, when Jennifer was struggling with, yeah, but why did this happen to me? Why I need to postpone my career now and the growth of my company because of my depression? Why do I need to do that? Other people didn't have this blockage in their life. Why did this happen to me? So you see, this is a negative self-talk that actually gets her stuck into the why, even though the why is not going to help her. And even though she finds an answer to that question, that's not going to help her get out of this stuckness. So we change that into talking to herself in a compassionate way and owning her story. I don't know why this happened to you, but that's your story. This is where you are right now. Human lives are not a linear progress to better lives. We have ups and downs all the time. And even though you cannot see it to other people, they also struggle. And you don't need to beat yourself up for that. When I look at you, I don't see mistakes or setbacks or failures. I see a person living a human life where sometimes life goes as it was planned and sometimes it doesn't go as planned. And you are a worthy person either way. Even with the depression, even with the setbacks, you are the worthy person. That doesn't take anything from your worthiness, worthy to be successful, worthy to be loved. So that was the talk that we started instilling into Jennifer's system. And in the beginning, she didn't believe it. And in the beginning, she doubted about that. But every day, practicing and repeating these words had a soothing and more motivating effect. She felt like, yeah, that's me. I'm going to seize the day and I'm going to change my life. And it doesn't mean anything, the fact that I am running on a different timeline rather than the one that I had planned for my life. Also, self compassion was including self care practices in her day when she would not forget, for example, to have a proper lunch, proper dinner, drink water, exercise. And by exercise, again, it was not pushing yourself to exercise, it was just engaging with your body, connecting with your body again. And that leads me to the second thing that we did, setting realistic goals. The anxious, depressive brain says, do more so that you can compensate. Why are you doing so little? Other people are going faster. Compensate, compensate. We could see that because of this pressure, Jennifer was setting every day unrealistic goals, and that got her stuck in her bed for hours. Her day didn't start until afternoon just because she would feel overwhelmed with all the goals that she was setting. So, what we did is we turned this overcompensating planning into human planning. What we did is we set realistic goals. We also changed the timing that she would set goals. So, instead of setting goals every morning, the day before, she would set 3 realistic goals for the day. And with 3 realistic goals, we mean something that she can accomplish within the working hours, if these goals were work related, including living in a compassionate way, in a self caring way, which means that 3 goals, including breaks, including lunch, including 5 minutes of mindfulness, including all the things that somebody needs in order to feel like a human being and not like a robot. So when she changed, just changing the time that she, the timing of the planning and putting it the day before was already changing, life changing for her, because she didn't wake up feeling overwhelmed. She didn't wake up feeling, oh, again, I'm going to have a day where I'm not going to accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish. She started with hope. The day started with hope just because she changed the timing of the planning, putting it the day before, and with setting realistic goals, small, achievable goals. The third thing that we did, and that's the last thing that I'm going to share today, the third thing that we did was to create structure, a structure routine. Of course, you cannot have your day, the whole day planned from the first thing you do in the morning until the last thing that you do in the evening. But we figured out some areas that she could have structured routine. Like, for example, what time she had lunch, what time she had dinner, or what are the things that she would include in her schedule every day. Like, for example, 5 minutes of exercise, no more than this, just 5 minutes. Or that she would reach out to somebody at the end of the day, in her evening, and she would connect to somebody. What's the importance of a structured routine, especially when you're struggling with depression? During depression, the mental capacity lowers significantly. Your brain, in other words, cannot handle more decisions. And what we do, we eliminate as many decisions as possible. Your brain doesn't know what clothes to wear in the morning. Your brain doesn't know what you're going to cook for dinner. Your brain doesn't know all these things, and they're so draining. So, we set routines so that at least we don't have to think of all these micro decisions every day. She started planning her meals on Sundays, so she knew already what she's gonna eat. She planned already the meals, the time that she's gonna have her meals, so she already felt that she didn't need to make decisions. I really want you to understand the perspective of somebody who's struggling with depression. This person, Jennifer, you, anybody who's struggling with depression, cannot make any decision. We're paralyzed with any tiny decision that we need to make. So when we create structured routines, what time will be what am I going to wear, what am I going to cook, when we already plan that with somebody else or at a specific time slot, let's say Sunday evening, for example, the rest of the week runs smoothly, more smoothly, right? So let's start with that. Practice self compassion, setting realistic goals, and saving some mental energy. These micro decisions that we can plan already instead of having them hanging there during our day and pending a decision. That was it for today. If you are looking for more support in getting out of this loop, and you saw already that getting out of depression and burnout is needs a holistic plan. It's not only working out, or it's not only practicing with your emotions and your thoughts. It's a holistic plan. If you need help with that, have a look at my Inner Momentum Academy. It's exactly what it says. You're getting momentum, you're gaining momentum. These are the tools that you need every time you're stuck with a challenge. Every month, we're going to talk about specific topics like anxiety, relationship, narcissism, trauma, perfectionism, panic attacks, procrastination. Every time, there's going to be a different topic, and you're getting practical, sustainable, and actionable steps to get out of this stuck loop. Take good care of yourself.